Hey, good morning, everyone. It's time for another weekly reset video. And today we're going to jump straight into what we can get for the mutations for the expeditions. This week's dungeons are the Starstone Barrows, which you can get the coveted Blood Drinker Ring, which we'll go over here in just a second, Tempest Heart, which you can get magnetic gauntlets, and then Imperium Forge, which you can get the Inferno artifact. Now, the actual mutations are Overgrown, which is going to be nature damage. 50. Oh, it's only 50%. Oh, yeah, that's a lot, actually. So, this mutation is going to be nature damage. So, make sure to get your amulets, nature protection amulets, and then your promotion is going to be oppressive. Enemies may have the following buffs: Mage Hunter 2, enemies drain 10 to 20 mana upon being hit. Suppress your enemies cast silent zones on attacking players. And then the curse is going to be unstable, or Frenzied 2, unstable upon dodging. Players are inflicted by a nature damage over time effect, dealing 1.5% of their max HP worth of damage every second for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. This effect cannot be cleansed by player abilities. Overcharged. If unstable expires within 3 stacks active, it drops a 3-meter radius zone that lasts for 15 seconds. While inside, players take 10% of the max HP worth of damage every second. Entering the effect consumes all stacks of unstable, dealing 30% of max HP damage. This effect cannot be cleansed by player abilities. I can't read this morning, chat. But yeah, that's going to be our mutations. We're going to get into what we can actually get from each one. So let's jump on over to Starstone Barrows, where we get Blood Drinker. All right, Blood Drinker, which is one of my favorite freaking rings. And it's so easy to upgrade up to 800 now. So Ghoul's Harmony, 25% lifesteal, and all healing from lifesteal is increased by 5%. However, you deal 20% less damage unless the target is diseased. Then damage is only reduced by 15%. Now, with the new perk overhaul system that happened yesterday in Nighthaven update, you can get great swords that have disease on it. So this actually brings that 20% base damage down to 15. And there's other ways to kind of increase your damage by, trenchant strikes on a great sword or on great hammer or warhammer or stuff like that. I'm making a build based around Blood Drinker, a couple of different builds, to kind of offset that minus 20% base damage. And so you also get empty gem slot, which you can just put whatever you need to go in there. Leeching, you heal for 3.2% of the damage you deal. Does not trigger off persistent damage or DOT effects, which we all know DOT is damage over time. Keen Switch 2 on weapon swap, increase crit chance by 7.1% for 3 seconds or until the next hit, 3-second cooldown. And then you get your empty offense slot. So, I mean, this ring is super, super good for solo players, for tanks, so solo queuing tanks, I guess you could say. So, yeah, I would definitely go check out Starstone Barrows. This is the map right here. And you get it from the final boss right up here. You get it from the drop, from that he drops, not from the chest and stuff. And then the next one that we get is going to be from Tempest Heart, which is going to be the magnetic gauntlets. Crit chance increased by 50%, but crit damage is reduced by up to 30%. So yeah, you do less damage, but you get more hits on critical overall. You get your empty gem slot, breaker bypass 2. When an attack is blocked, gain a stack of 3.1% stamina damage increase for 4 seconds. That's not too bad. Physical aversion, received 2.8% less damage from ranged and physical attacks. And then you get your empty offense stat. I wouldn't necessarily say that's going to be like top tier, but it would definitely be worth getting just to see, especially with the new perk overhaul system and the new gear sets and everything coming out. Being able to get more physical aversion on top of other ones with some enchanted ward or something, there's some potential builds that you could end up making with that. Especially with like Frigid Dawn, right? Because Frigid Dawn's still going to be a viable set. I also plan on making a video over that tanking set, so y'all make sure to keep an eye out and subscribe with the notification bell on so y'all know whenever that video goes live. Okay, so moving on to The Inferno. Let's see. I know the Inferno was a really good artifact for Fire Staff before this patch. Inner Power. The staff has adjusted attribute scaling. It now has dual scaling with both strength and intelligence. Plus 15% damage when you hit a target within 15 meters. Works on both weapons. So that's actually going to make Flamethrower a lot more stronger. And then you got your empty gem slot, keenly powered, gain 10% in power for 5 seconds on critical hit. And then vicious, more critical. And then your offense slot, which I'm going to have to make a video going over the offense slot because I want to get into more depth on how that works. So y'all make sure to keep an eye out for that as well. So that's going to be our dungeons. And with nature being the actual mutation this week, they have introduced nature protection 2. It is a fixed perk on gear. So I haven't seen anything just yet. So I'm wondering if this is going to be replacing some of the gear here. Let's look at it. Like the Diamond Heart, Purified Nature Protection, 7.5% less damage. So this might actually be because they lowered all the actual protection things. So I'm wondering if we're going to be able to get and add the empty gem slot, for instance, right? Like right here. So this one you would get nature protection, 7.5% less nature protection. And then you could potentially get this gem right here, or this perk, shall I say, and add it to see what this is. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some testing to see where we can get some of these so-called fixed perks, because that is going to be, they lowered the overall protection that you get, which I mean they kind of balanced out a lot of the combat, so it could potentially just work out, and you just have to add the gems into your armor slot. So actually let's jump in game real quick and see what the gems do now. So let's run on over to, oh, it's still a little bit laggy. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, but let's go look at resources. Amber, cut pristine amber. So with the 7, that would be 8, 9, 10, 11. So if you do 4, 8, 12, you might be able to get up to 20%. But we also heard that, let's see if this is elemental damage absorption. So no, still, that's going to be your overall damage, I guess, for like PvP stuff, maybe. But so far it looks like that's going to be, that's the opal. Yeah. So that cut our protection way back. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to be testing that probably this evening. This afternoon, I'm going to go into work and get off early today. So, and then I'm off tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. So we're going to be doing some streaming and some videos. But yeah, that's super interesting that they cut it back that much. I'm gonna be curious on how big of a difference that makes whenever it comes to actual mutation dungeons, and how viable it's going to be, or how easy it's going to be able to farm them with that big of a nerf. But moving on to the rest of the video, we also know that whenever it comes to some of your original gear, you'll be able to upgrade it further, right? But you still have to go get your golden coconut or the Gorgon Azurnite conductor or whatever. I'm sorry, I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night. Because I was playing the update. Super dope. I'm loving it. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think about it. I'm really enjoying it. I know they've made a bunch of fixes and stuff, but yeah, you can still do this weekly. Go get your golden coconut. They also made do we have one here on? We don't. But you can go to your faction vendor in any major city, like over here in Brimstone, and now you can buy unlimited as long as you got the resources, the gold, and the faction tokens, the chromatic seals, and the Egyptian orbs and all that stuff for upgrades. And then you still take it over to the Egyptian kiln to upgrade it to 700. And then you can go into your inventory and just upgrade it straight up from right here. It's that simple, really. They made this so much more streamlined. Also, you can go and do your umbral crystals. Your weekly reset is weekly cap is 4,000. It resets this morning. So I only ended up getting 75 because I was doing the MSQ like a good boy. The rest of you should be doing as well. But you get them from mutations, raids, catacombs, elite chest, OPR, capture the flag, 3v3 arenas, PvP, reward track. But I personally think the absolute best way to be to farm these is to just hit XWT. That's grouping up for the world tour, and just go hit up every single one of them. Might take a couple hours. I'm gonna be testing this and coming out with a video yet again to figure out which is the best way to farm all the emerald crystals. So y'all make sure to keep an eye out for that as well. Also we can look at they took the raid limits off, so you can farm that constantly. I can't think of anything else that this is gonna be able to go over, y'all. If there's anything that I missed, let me know. And I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Let me think. Oh, so we need to actually go over where you can get the good perk, the good amulets. My bad, I almost forgot that part. So Diamond Heart is you get 7.5. That comes from Elite Ancient Chests. That's going to be Nox Octurna. That's going to be in Leviathan the Deep. What is this? That actually might be the new one, maybe. Corrupted. Let's see where this is. Oh, Shattered Mountain. I am straight tripping. So you get that one from the Elite Chest up there. Eyes in the Abyss we get from Leviathan of the Deep. That's also going to be up in Shattered Mountain. Yep, up in Shattered Mountain. And then we get those ones not so good. Though of Murkgard, that's going to be up there in Murkgard as well. Shattered Mountain, Amulet of the Seven Seasons. That one comes from Garden of Genesis. So Garden of Genesis is going to be one of the best places that you can farm. I would probably farm. Oh, I mean, you have to farm it under regular expedition just because that's what you got. But that's what you get. And then you get Heart of the Moment, which comes from Rise of the Angry Earth, and go farm it. Yeah, but still, I think the best place is going to be that's going to be down in Elysian Wilds. I really think it's going to be the best place to farm is the expedition for it. You're a B685. This one comes from. I wish I told you right here. Artemis Boon Drop, so it comes just from dropping your I can't think right there. But yeah, so that's actually going to be Garden of Genesis is going to be the best way to farm it. Just run it over and over and over. And then while you're waiting to queue up for that, you can go sit at one of these moments right here down here in Elysian Wilds. But yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope to see y'all whenever I go live. I'm probably going to go live around noon today, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. But yeah, I hope to see y'all in Aeternum soon, and I hope y'all are enjoying the new Night Haven DLC or the expansion or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.